Okay, up next we are going to be redoing this barrel. This is from the FN Browning that we're restoring. You can see it has the waffen marks. It has a very faint serial numbers. May have been polished in the past at one point. Looks like it's got a tool mark there or something. I'm not really sure what was going on, but it also has the waffen marks there. Definitely want to wear safety glasses because this stuff, even with a good tool, will throw parts everywhere. So what we're actually going to be doing is we're going to starting with the wire wheel. We're going to buff it up. We're going to kind of clean a lot of this stuff off, and I'm going to do a half and half. I'm going to polish up this area first to show you the difference, and then we're going to use two different grades of polishing rouge. We're going to start with the gray, which is kind of an aggressive cut, then the green, which is a little bit more of a polish. And then we're actually going to polish up the barrel, make it look as good as new. And after the motorcycle goes by, then I'll show you the marked difference between the original finish and the new finish. So here we go. So basically what you want to do, I wear gloves because these things are kind of hot, so you're just going to kind of clean up all of the old rust and whatnot. This will actually put a bit of a shine on the finish, onto the metal itself. This will clean up some of the markings a little bit. Be careful when using the wire wheel. Sometimes with smaller parts it has a tendency to throw it, which is not good, meaning it'll actually it'll catch the part and throw it either into your face or sometimes in a far corner of your garage or workshop, which obviously is never good. This thing actually got hot pretty fast, so you can see, you can sort of see the difference between the cleaned and the original parts. There is some old pitting and whatnot, but because there's a number there, I don't want to ruin any of the existing markings. So next thing, we're going to do some polish. So turn this on. And you're going to take your polishing rouge. I just put a little bit on the wheel. And then you're just going to do the exact same thing that you're going to do with the wire wheel. And you're just going to be running it back and forth. Again, huge difference. You can see the cleaned areas as opposed to the still dirty areas. It actually pulled some of the markings up a little bit better. There's a little marking. Where are we at? You probably, hopefully see them. Not really sure. I'm blind as hell. And of course the waffen marks on the other side of the barrel. This thing did get quite hot quite quickly, even with these. So I'm going to probably switch to a heavier grade of gloves. Just because, you know, you want to be comfortable while you're doing this because you may be polishing for a little bit. Alright, so I got some better gloves on, and this will actually allow me to get a bit more aggressive with cleaning this. I can actually do it for a much longer time. So here we go. And what you're going to want to do is you're not going to want to stay in one place. You're going to kind of just rotate the barrel back and forth, or the part that you're working on back and forth, trying to get an even sheen and an even kind of finish from the wire wheel. This will knock a lot of the rust off. This will kind of even out the finish a little bit. This won't remove any pitting or anything, but it may slightly minimize some of the appearance of the pitting. Again, you can see how nice that's starting to look. And then we're going to get the edge of the barrel. If you want to get anal retentive, you can put a belt sander on this a bit. I wouldn't recommend it. You know, this is a fairly smooth barrel. You can polish out some of those rust pits if you want to. You know, I may have shown in another video. Oh, I showed it on the Car 88 restoration video on how to level out the metal. You know, if you're not satisfied with the level of clean that you get from the wire wheel brush, you can actually go in with the belt sander, very lightly just kind of take it and kind of level these areas out. Again, depends on how crazy you want to get with it. Some barrels have a very light ribbing. I know the P38 barrels and some of the Car 98 barrels have like a milled ridge in the barrel itself. So if you obviously start belt sanding on that, then you're going to start removing a lot of that original milling that was put in place. So once you're satisfied with the degree of cut that the gray has given you, you can switch to a green rouge or even a blue and polish it out even further. This is actually looking a lot nicer than it did. You know, there's a pretty nice shine there. The waffen marks are intact. It hasn't rounded anything off. I'm not going to really try to kill this thing. I'm just basically going to try to clean it up, polish it up, and make it look presentable because we are restoring the weapon. I don't want to make it look brand new, but I want to make it look not quite as weather beaten and eaten per the customer's request. So same thing, you're just going to change your rouge. If you get a ton of time and money, you can buy your own. You can buy a one of these for every one. So there's some people actually will have polishing wheels for each grit, so that way they don't cross-contaminate. But if you're like me, like most other people, you just use one wheel for everything. Okay, and there it is. This thing is quite hot, so I'm going to let it cool down quite a bit. The bore is in good condition. I'm going to clean it, run a little hops through it, and that'll be about it. This will be the next, part of the eventual reassembly process. This finish, you can protect it with a wax. You can put like a chrome polish on or something just to protect the polish you have on there. This shine should actually stay for quite a long time. As hardly any guns today are exposed to the elements the way they were in World War I, World War II. So you'll get a lot of longevity out of this little polish job. But even if you don't like it, you can always just take it off, hit it again real quick, and that'll be that. So we're going to go back to the grips. We're going to see how they're looking, and then move on with the rest of the restoration.